Hello, traders. Really quickly, I want to give my hypos for next week. If you watch my 4 hour regular trading hour video, how to spot important levels, the regular trading hours are going to be referred to the most. But the daily and weekly levels are often a little bit off from that. So now, this one right here, you don't see it during the regular trading hours, but there's a candle that ends there. So when I'm doing my weekly analysis, there's a regular trading hour gap right there as well. When I do my weekly analysis, I go from a weekly chart to a daily to 4 hour, where all three time frames align, whether it's in regular market hours or extended trading, doesn't really matter that much. When they all three align, that's a big clue that we may revisit that area. Okay, so that's let's go back to extended just for a second here. See, I think this right here is basically a triple bottom. You have a regular trading hour, an extended trading hour, and a daily all corresponding right there. Let's go back to regular. See how you only have one bottom there? But whenever you put on extended, you have three. So I think, and one of them is a daily. So if we go to a daily, you can see right there, it comes down, it touches. So that's a regular trading hour, 4 hour, a regular trading hour extended, and a daily bottom right there at 23.0. I think it's actually 1.6. Let's just see what the bottom of this one is. The low is 23017 even. 23017 even. And I think for the low target this week, I think it's going to be this one right here. And I'll just make it a little bit bigger so we'll know it. Maybe a little bigger still. There we go. So this right here would be the price target. 23.017 even on the low end. On the high end, we do it before we crack the all-time high, which would have been here originally. Here, a 25% extension of that range, which my line went away, but I put it on here. You just have to trust me on this one. Is around the 24,450 area, right around here. 24,450 would be a 25% extension of the range. And I'm just going to put that one as yellow, and I'm going to label it upper target. I think when we get to this level, that will have been a completion of the extension of the range above the all-time high. I'll show you how I got that number. If you take a fib and you put it on this entire run up from here all the way to where we eclipse the all-time high, which is actually about right there, and then we add 25% to that. Right there. Okay, so it's a little bit off on my line. Let me move it down. So right there, it's at 24,398 half. So let's say 24,300 would be a good level to reach for. I don't think it'll go to 24 to 298 half and not hit the round number, but it might just stop there. So 24, and when I'm moving that, 24.3 would be a good one. So that's our upper target. Lower target, big red line, upper target, yellow line. And if we get below this and we start trading down to the bottom of this range, there is a 4 hour low here from regular trading hours. And there's also these relative equal lows on the daily, and it corresponds with a 4 hour and a weekly. So that would be our next downside target. Okay. So we'll just make it a bigger line. All right, that one there. And that one's at 22,805. So we'll just say 22,800. So upper targets. What happened to my line up there? I just put a freaking line in there. Oh, I'll put it again. I'll put it again. I must have clicked the delete button before I meant to. This, oh, there it is. Okay. My bad. An extension of that range. Man, that's a way up there. 24. Yeah. 24.3. And that seems like a long way away. It did last time we eclipsed the all time high, which was here. We pulled back and then we went. And we went over the course of several days. This isn't a 1 day trip, but that's the run up that I'm looking for from this all time high. Okay. So it's looking similar. We pulled back, kind of chopped around a little. Right now, we just kind of chopped around a little. Not much of a pullback. Right here was the only pullback. So we may have a little more pullback, but then we started doing extension days until we got to 25% extension of this entire range from here all the way up to there. Okay. So that's where I get that number from. And it looks like it's a little high. There we go. So yeah, that's 1,000 points away from where we are right now. Could we see a massive run up? The market just opened. So we'll see what it ends up doing. I like it taking these lows at some point. It would make more sense to come down and grab a little bit of that liquidity before we move higher. But who knows what it's going to do. I just wanted to give you some hypos and targets. Maybe here, maybe there, maybe straight to the moon. Hope you have a good trading week. Remember to set your intention every morning. Give yourself a plan. Talk to yourself about your pitfalls. What's hanging you up? What's keeping you from being profitable? I know what mine is. It's over trading, taking poor quality setups. I feel a little overconfident sometimes, because I've had days where I've gotten down $1,500 taking stupid trades, and then I'm like, okay, well, we need to get serious now, and I can make that money up. I've done it many, many, many times, but I don't need to be taking crappy trades just because I can make the money back up. So that's one of my pitfalls I have to address every week. I'm not as good as I think I am, kind of a thing. Slow down. Take only A+ setups. So find your pitfalls and address them. Remember to be kind to yourself and be kind to one another. Till next time, trade well.